Hello, everyone. Um, Today, me and Engin Can will try to explain you about ABP Suite and how to create a CRUD page for ABP projects. And I'm going to start with my agenda. And I will tell you about what's ABP Suite and how it helps for developers in ABP projects. And later I will show you how to install it on your computer for those who doesn't know about it. And I will show you how Suite speeds up your daily development. Next, I will list the new features that will come up in the upcoming versions. And then I will give my words to Engin Can, and he will show you ABP Suite in action, and he will make a demo about a relationship CRUD page generation. And he will show you the latest features like master detail tables and preserving your custom code. First of all, for those who are not familiar with ABP Suite, I want to tell a little bit about what's this tool. It's a part of ABP Commercial platform. And to able to use ABP Suite, you need to have an active ABP Commercial license. It's a simple .NET Core global tool designed to create a new ABP solution or generate CRUD pages or updating your ABP project or managing your modules in your ABP project. And it's a helper tool for your daily development. It runs on your browser, which means it's cross-platform. That works on Mac, Windows, Linux. So the major feature of ABP Suite is basically creating CRUD pages. We know it's a time-consuming process for web developers. For a CRUD page, you simply need to create repositories, web APIs, or input validations. You need to write unit tests for your new page. Also, you need to create a design, HTML design with CSS and JavaScript. And according to my observations, 80% of an admin or back office website consists of CRUD pages. And this tool helps you to skip these handwriting codes or creating files in different projects. And in 1 or 2 minutes, you will have a fully working web page for your entity, even with relations with other tables. Although ABP platform is not a low-code platform, it's not a famous low-code platform. We are famous for framework and generic features of a web application framework. But this tool turns it into a low-code platform. By just typing your entity properties like you see on the screen, it creates a fully working CRUD page with the entity definition, repository classes, application services. It creates code-first migrations and also updates your local database, create JavaScript, TypeScript files, creates CSHTML, HTML files. And good part, it also creates unit tests for your entity. If you are creating a book entity, it will create unit tests for create, update, delete, select tests. ABP Suite supports Razor Pages, Angular, Blazor WebAssembly, and Blazor Server. So these are 4 different UI options in ABP project. And if you are using one of them, it will create a UI. If you are not using one of these, you can still use it for your backend code generation web APIs. It will be still helpful, even you have Vue.js or React interface. Also, it supports EF Core and MongoDB repositories. So it generates suitable repositories for these. So EF Core supports many database management systems like Oracle, MySQL, Microsoft SQL, SQLite. All these are supported with ABP Suite. Let's check how can we install it. To install it, you need to first install ABP CLI tool. This is like a .NET Global tool. And second, you need to log in your ABP Commercial account, which you are already developer as a member of your organization. And third, you need to install ABP Suite by typing ABP space Suite space install. It will install ABP Suite. And finally, run ABP Suite by just typing ABP Suite in your shell or bash terminal. And if you want to find more information about how to do this and code creation, you can check out the documents you see on the screen. I want to explain a little bit about how ABP Suite helps you speed up your daily development tasks. As I say, it's 80% is CRUD pages in our web project. Like 20% can be reports or other complex pages. But even in complex pages, you can start with ABP Suite, and then you can switch your layout, or you can do complex logics on your page. First, we have one-to-many and many-to-many relationships. So even you have you need a relationship with another table, you can do this with ABP Suite, like author book relation, or invoice detail, students classroom. These are all supported. Sometimes developers write custom code on top of ABP Suite generated code. Before up to version 8, like latest version, we didn't support this feature. If you write something in code generated part, then when you generate the entity again, ABP Suite was recreating all the files and overriding your custom code. And one of the most wanted feature was, let's preserve this custom code you write, and after some time, if there needs to be another additional field on your entity, you can regenerate, and your custom code in HTML, in backend side, still will be kept there. So it's a very nice feature that needs to be in a code generation tool. Also, in the latest version, we supported master-child tables. What I mean by master-child tables: invoice detail, invoice lines. So you will see an invoice table, and when you click one of the rows, it will open the lines of the invoice. So it will open another table under the child table. It's also one of the top wanted features in ABP Suite. With ABP 8, it will be available. Now you can use this in our stable version. And Engin Can will show you these features in action, so you will see how it generates master child, how to preserve your custom code. You can regenerate a page again and again. It's idempotent. Whenever you need another extra field, you can regenerate, and nothing will break up. It will create new EF Core migration. It will add new HTML scripts, and your existing code will not be broken. Also, it creates unit tests. I think many guys, because of deadlines, skip unit test writing. But ABP Suite still writes basic unit test functions. So you can add more if you want. But when you create all your pages with ABP Suite, you can say like maybe 80% code coverage of unit test in your project. Also, sometimes developers forget about input validations. ABP Suite nicely validating inputs. So if there is a problem with input validation, it shows a nice suite alert window and not blocking the user, saving data. Also in ABP Suite pages, we allow filtering. So if you want any field to be filtered on the UI, you can click this field is filterable field, and it will filter in Excel export and also what you see on the table. We have two different filtering options. One, there is a simple line for searching through your string fields, and the other advanced filtering. In this toggle, we allow you to filter by all the fields on your entity. So it's also good feature. In recent versions, we implemented Excel export. So what you see on table, when you click Excel export button, users will export all the data. And also, these are based on permissions. ABP Suite creates necessary permissions for users, and you can give Excel export permission to a specific role, or you can allow page view to specific roles. So it creates create, update, delete, and view permissions for your entity. And there are extra things that ABP Suite does in our daily development. You can create new projects, new ABP projects with ABP Suite. You can also do this with ABP CLI, but you need to remember the command parameters. By ABP Suite, you can do it with a nice user interface. And there is another nice feature in ABP Suite. It can fetch an entity metadata from an existing database and create this entity in your project. What I mean, when you are migrating from a legacy application to a new version, you can connect to your old Oracle, old Microsoft SQL database, old MySQL, PostgreSQL database, and choose the entities you want to generate in your new project. It will get all the metadata of all the columns, what kind of property type this entity has, and it creates all the pages with JavaScript, CSS, and other repository files in your project. So in one day, you can transfer all your entity definitions in your ABP project. And it's an amazing option if you are migrating from a legacy application. There's another feature of ABP Suite, ABP module source code downloading. ABP modules come to your project with nugget packages. So when you want to change the source code, you simply download the related ABP module code with ABP CLI command, and then attach this project to your solution, then replace nugget references with your local project source code. It's also time-consuming thing. So it can automatically download the source code of the related module, replace all nugget references with ABP module local reference with source code. And when you click F5, you can debug the downloaded source code. Also, when we release a new update, new version, you can easily update your ABP project by just one click, and it will update your NuGet and npm packages automatically. So up to now, I have explained to you how it helps in your daily development. Now I will show you a little bit about what we will do in future. So these are our features in roadmap, and it will come in new versions. First feature is file or image property type. So now we are allowing primitive types like integer, string, long, byte, these primitive property types. And in the newer version with 8.1, we will add file or image property. So you can allow your users to upload images or files with the generated CRUD page. Also, we see that we need a view-only model or page for an entity. Sometimes you don't want to grant your users to change the entity. So you need to give them a view-only view. And this feature will create a new model or page for your entity, so it will be read-only. So users who are not authorized to see or to edit the entity, they can only view this information from the view-only model. Also, we have already implemented master-child table, but we will allow aggregate routes to show in master-child tables. Another feature is extra properties. As you know, ABP framework supports extra property field, and it's a JSON field to store a JSON data for an entity. And with ABP Suite, we will allow to manage extra properties with CRUD pages you already generated. In the existing configuration, page size is constant. If you want to change grid page size, you need to edit the code to change page size. And with ABP Suite, we will allow to change page size for all your entities. And next, this is also an amazing feature. We will allow you to customize layouts. We will provide some different layouts. So CRUD page, generated CRUD pages will not layer all the lines, all the inputs one by one, all in lines. It will create different tabs or different columns. You will say that I need 2 or 3 columns for my form, and you will select one input will be located in the first column, the other one second column, or you will say I will have multiple tabs to group the inputs, and you will put some inputs in different tab and locate in different columns. So if you have more than 10 inputs, it will show nice to user-friendly view. We will allow creating pages instead of models. Now, in the existing version of ABP Suite, we allow page creation. We allow models for create and update. Now we will allow an option to create model or page. Also, in some pages, you don't need 4 operations, insert, update, delete operations. You can uncheck if you don't want to update the table, or if you don't want delete option, you can remove it and it will generate without delete option. Date only and time only types is not supported right now, and we will support these two properties. Also, we will allow inheriting from an existing entity class. Currently, there is no option to import data from another source. With the upcoming versions, we will allow data import from Excel or CSV, so that when you first create and publish your project, you can maybe import your users or other entities with this feature. Currently, we allow only Excel export. In the new versions, we are planning to add PDF export also. And ABP saves audit history if you enable for an entity. But to view it, you need to go to audit page and see the related change. And with the new version, we will add a new feature to Suite to see the history of the selected entity without going to another page. So that's all from me. These are new features, and already I explained what we have, what ABP Suite is doing. Now it's demo time. Engincan will show you ABP Suite in action, and we will see how it goes. I give my words to Engincan, and you can start, Engin.
Okay, thanks, Alper. Today I will be showing you a demo application that we are prepared for you to demonstrate the new features of ABP Suite. First, I will show you how you can establish a master detail relationship, and then finally I will show you how you can add your custom code and how ABP Suite will respect it and not overwrite your changes. And before that, let's see how you can run ABP Suite. You need to just open a terminal and type ABP Suite. And when you type and click enter, it will open in a new browser. And after the ABP Suite is opened, you can click the create a new solution button on the home page. And then you can define the related options, your project name, output folder, your type of UI framework, theme style, and also other options. And then you can create the new solution. And after you create the new solution, ABP Suite asks you to build the application. So you can also build through the ABP UI, ABP Suite UI. Then let's check our today's overview of the demo. We will create a very basic e-commerce application, if you would say. We will define some products, we will have some categories, and we will establish end-to-end relationship between these two entities. And also we will define a customer entity, which will be a master entity, and we will add addresses and contact child entities that associated with the customer master entity. And we will also have order and order lines entities, and they will also be in the master child relationship. And you can see the all diagram of our application. You can see the relationships between them. This is the application that we are going to build today. And let's see it in action. We will have categories. We can create a new category, edit or delete them, as always. And we can also have filters and advanced filters, so we can filter records by them. Also, we will have products, and when we create products, we can add multiple categories for a certain product. And then we can also edit and delete them as well. And we will also have customers entity, which would be a master entity, and that has two child entities, as you can see, addresses and contacts. And as you can see, we can add child data to them in the child categories. We can edit them and we can update them. And as you can see in here, a master entity can have multiple child entities, and we are viewing them in a table view, so you can switch between them easily. And then finally, we will create an order entity, which also an master entity, got some of properties, number, order status, payment status, dates, and we will also establish one-to-N relationship with customer entity. And beside that, we will have order lines, which is a child entity that associated with the orders. And as we can see, we have establish a one-to-N relationship with products. So we can have more order lines with the related products. We can delete them and add them. And also we can order by products, total price, or etc. And this is our application. And basically, also we have other advanced filters. We can search through customer. We can filter by order status or payment status. And this is all the demo application that we are going to build today. And we also have export to Excel support for the related entities. And I will show you them in a second. Let's start with building our entities. Let's first start with categories. We just need to specify the name. We can change menu icon. We can change base class or specify anything that we want. We can define properties such as name as required. And then we can establish many-to-many or one-to-many relationship. And then we can click Save and Generate button on down below, and then the entity will be generated. And after it's generated, now we can create the other entity, the product entity. And as I just said earlier, we will establish end-to-end relationship between products and categories. So a product can have multiple categories, and a category can be in multiple products. So after we've defined our properties like code, name, and price and stock count for the related products, then we can establish end-to-end relationship. We just need to click Add Navigation Collection button and then select the related entity, and we can then select display property as one of the string properties and its name in our case. And then we just need to click Save and Generate button, and then ABP Suite will create entity, repository, domain services, DB configurations, and everything that we need to do by manually. And if you would remember our diagram, there were two parts of the entities that we will establish master-child relationship between them, customer to addresses and contacts, and also order to order lines, master detail relationship. But before that, I just want to make a quick recap about what is master detail relationship is. The master detail or the master-child relationship actually refers to a hierarchical connection between two entities. And in this kind of relationship, you typically have a master entity which act as the main source of the information, and the child entity actually is like a detail. It contains the detail of the master entity. Order to order lines or invoice to invoice items can be considered as master detail relationship. And today in this demo, I will show you two master detail relationship, order to order lines and customer to contacts and addresses. And when you establish master detail relationship, you will have a page can be seen here. You will typically have a master parent grid. And then when you toggle the related row, you will have child detail grids. For example, you can have addresses and contact for the customer entity, like in our demo. And also to establish master detail relationship, it's actually a pretty straightforward process. You just need to make a few clicks, and then the ABP Suite will generate everything for you. It will add the related code for master and detail tables, including the database relationships, including the foreign key relationship. you just need to mainly do two things. First, you need to create a master entity, and then you need to create a child entity and associate it with the master entity that you previously created. And actually, we've also already documented it, so you can check the documentation link down below, and you can read the documentation, and you can follow it to establish one-to-many relationship, but I will also show you in a minute. And if you remember our demo application that we are going to use, we've already created the product and category entities and established end-to-end relationship between them. So product and categories join table already been created by ABP Suite and all of its related join entities. And then now we will create the customer entity first and its child entities like addresses and contacts. And finally, we will create order and order lines entities. And as you can see, a master entity can have more than one child. And also you can establish one-to-one relationship for the child entity with any entity that you already defined in your application. Okay, let's create entities with master detail relationship. As I just said earlier, we first need to create the master entity. So we wouldn't change the entity type and it should stay as master. Then we should define properties such as name and last name. And also we can set it as required, or we can set any other option we want. For example, we can enable email validation, or we can make it a text area, or etc. And then we can save and generate the master entity. And after the master entity generation has been completed, we can create the child entity. After we've specified the name for the entity, we just need to change the entity type as child. And then we need to associate it with a master entity. And it is customer in our case. And then we can define the related properties such as address type and full address, and we can also add phone number, as you can see here. And then we can click Save and Generate button to generate the child entity. And when you click Save and Generate button, it will also regenerate the master entity because the master entity needs to align these changes on its pages and entities and all of its DB configurations. And then we can create the third entity as also a child entity. We will associate the master entity as customer. We will also add properties such as name, last name, phone number, and then we will also add property as email address, and we can also enable email validation. So when somebody tries to create a contact, the email validation will also be applied. And we can save and generate this as well. And we got only two entities left. First, we will create the order entity, which is a master entity. And we will define its properties such as number and total price. Order status also we can also add enum as the property type, and then we can create enum classes in our applications domain shared layer, and then we can choose the enum file that we want. I've already created order status and payment status enums, and then I just need to select it in the file explorer, and then as you can see, enum namespace and enum name is auto-filled. And I can also see the items in the enum. And we can also add the payment status for an order. And it's also an enum. And I can select it in my code. And then I can edit.
Can we zoom this video? And because people say that it's not seen, the texts are very small, I think. Is there an option to zoom?
Actually, I'm not sure.
Control plus maybe help, or control
no.
scroll.
It should be in here.
Or okay, you can open magnifier and stop it, and then people see that, and then you can run.
Sorry, I couldn't follow.
You can run magnifier tool. It's a Windows tool, magnifier. You click start and write magnifier. You can find magnifier tool.
Okay.
And when you show a mouse on a place on window, it's seen. You need to center the screen.
Okay.
Or if it's hard, you can resume what you want.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe you can continue.
Then we can establish one-to-one relationship for the order itself. And then we can click Save and Generate button and click the order entity. And after we've created the master entity, we just need to create the child entity as we do. So we defined as order line for the entity name. And then we need to change the entity type as child, and then we can associate it with the master entity. And then we can define our properties such as quantity and total price, for example. And after we've added properties, we can also establish one-to-one relationship for child entity. We can't establish end-to-end relationship for child entity because it's not identical and practical. So we are only allowing one-to-n relationship for the child entity. And after we establish it, we can click Save and Generate button, and all of our entities for the demo will be completed, will be generated by ABP Suite. And at that point, you may ask for yourself that, okay, we can create applications with ABP Suite, but what I need to do when I need to change, when I need to add my custom code to the application? What if I need to make additional validations? Or what if I need to do when I make a change on UI side? And for that purpose, ABP Suite supports preserving custom code feature, which allows you to customize the generated code block and preserve your custom code changes in the next group page generation. Actually, it specifies some hook points that you can write your code between the placeholders, and then the changes that you made will not be overridden. To enable custom code support, you just need to check the customizable code checkbox in the entity page, and it's actually enabled by default. And when you enable the custom code support, you will have actual additional files such as book and book.extended.cs files. And in that .extended.cs files, you can write your own code. And for example, if you made a change on a book entity, you need to open the book.extended.cs file, and you can add your code in here. And also, as you can see, there are Suite custom code auto-generated placeholders, and they are regenerated every time by the ABP Suite, but not the other parts for this .extended.cs files. This is needed because when you add a new property for an entity, for example, the constructor should be recreated to prevent possible build time errors. So we are adding a placeholder, and then.
Okay, Engin, can you make a zoom in with your plus keyboard button.
Okay.
Because the text is hardly seen. If it's, I think we can see now. So you can keep it here. We will try to understand how can we preserve our custom code.
Okay.
So
As you
here,
can see,
I think you have you explained there are some code parts here, start and end
yes.
of custom code part, and these are hook points for people who wants to write code. And there are
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 different places that you can write your custom code, your JavaScript. Then ABP Suite will not override these parts. Also, this is a CSHTML file. We can show the other one, other options, extended classes. If you go back to your previous screen, there is files, ABP Suite created. And yes, you can zoom in or magnify the folder structure. Maybe we can clarify. It's also video. Okay, you need magnifier here.
Okay, I hope it's seen right now.
Now, yes, it's better. So there is, you already created a book entity, and we see here book and book extended files. So which one is Suite generated and which one we can write code?
Okay, all of them are generated by ABP Suite, and with the files that end with .extended.cs postfix can be will not be overridden by ABP Suite after you write your own code.
Okay, very good. So when we see extended postfix in our file names, which Suite already generated, we are free to write custom code here in this file, and it will not be overridden after regeneration of our entity. This is also good, but this is for backend code and compile the classes who are compiled in .NET. So for CSHTML and HTML, yes, maybe you can magnify the central part. For CSHTML, we have different comment blocks, and you can write your custom code in the comment block. And the other one on the left side, if you put your mouse on a little bit left or go back, we can see the other option, how to write custom code. Yes, that's the part in extended class. Here, again, I think it's going.
Okay.
Yes, magnify book extended. Yes, here. Magnify here, so we can see what's here inside, because it's not easily seen. Okay, this is a book class inherited from book base. And as you see, the constructor part is auto-generated. So whenever you write something here, ABP Suite, when you regenerate the entity, it will overwrite. Do I understand correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to write your custom code out of this code part, out of this code block, and it will keep. Yes. But this part is dangerous for writing custom code. ABP Suite will regenerate the entity, and because you will add or remove properties of your entity, it needs the constructor class needs to be regenerated every time. That's why we are trying to regenerate this part again and again. Okay, I think this is the most important part of code preserving custom code. We can go on.
Okay. Okay, let me open.
Okay, I have another. While you are opening, Ruslan says, in Visual Studio 2022, extended classes may not be visible. We already know this, and this is also made on purpose. So the extended classes in Visual Studio can be seen with entity-child relationship, like CSHTML and backend CSHTML CS file style, what you see in Visual Studio. It will be the same style. When you click book line in Solution Explorer, you will see book extended just below the book entity. It will be seen, and it will be seen nice way.
Yes,
we can go on.
If you want, you can disable it. We are creating a .file nesting.json file in the root folder of the generated solution. So if you delete it, it will the extended.cs files will be shown on the Visual Studio site as well. So you can delete the .file nesting.json file if you want to see this files in your IDE.
Engincan, I have also another question from Andregetti Mattia. He says, I will get questions later, but it's about this screen. If I add this tag in classes, already generated classes, ABP Suite still preserve my custom code?
Yes, actually, I will show it in the demo today. We will add a new placeholder, and it will be respected by the ABP Suite, and it will not be overridden. Okay. And actually, maybe I can start showing the code side.
Please. Yes, please. Okay. Go on.
Okay. And if we go back to our application again, as you can see for the customer page, we can both create new customer and also export as Excel. But if we look at the chat categories, you can see we can also only add new addresses, but not export to as Excel. And this is also same for the contact chat categories. And in today's demo, we can add export to Excel button for this chat data grids. For that purpose, we can open the chat data grids.cshtml file in our code, and then we can add the export to Excel button for the addresses chat data grids, as can be seen here. And then we can also do the same for the contact chat data grid as well. And after we do that, we can add events for these buttons. So we can open the index.js file. And as you can see in this file, I added a placeholder called Suite Custom Code Block 11. And we will also update this placeholder in the ABP Suite template, and I will show you in a minute. And after I added this placeholder both in my code and the template itself, then I can add the JavaScript code. As you can see, when the export to Excel button is clicked for the addresses, we first get the download token, then send a request to do related endpoints, and then we are getting the Excel output. And it's also same for the contact side. We first get the download token, then send a request to do related endpoint, and passing the download token and customer ID, and then we are able to get the Excel output. And after the UI changes, we can implement it on the background. As you can see, we've defined the interface as partial interface, so you can add any number of methods you want in the .extended.cs file, and in our cases, it's iCustomers AppService.extended class, and we've added get addresses as Excel file listing and get contact as Excel files async methods, and we also get a input DTO. And after we've created the methods, we defined the methods in the interface. Now we can override it. So we can open the application layer and find the related app service, is customer app service in our case. And then, as you can see, we can write our custom code in here. We can inject the new services such as address repository and contact repository in constructor. and then we can implement the codes that we've defined in the interface. We can check download token validity, and then we can get all addresses, convert it to a stream, and after that
Can you also sometimes stop and zoom in what you highlighted, because it may be important.
Okay. And for the contact site, we will also do the same thing. We will get the download token, check it, and then we need to get the contact.
Okay, now we see.
Okay.
It may be a little hard for you, but
yeah.
Yes, it's good now.
Okay. I'm using both two screens, so it's hard for me.
Yes, I know. Okay. Using magnifier is a little bit hard.
Okay. Actually, this is the same like the addresses one. After we converted to a stream, we are returning the Excel file. And after that, we just need to define the related input and output details that we've used in our code. And for the addresses, we want to address type, full address, and phone number to be returned in the Excel. And also, we define the 4 properties for the contacts. And after that, we need to add the related mappings into AutoMapper profile, as can be seen here, address to address Excel DTO and contact to contact Excel DTO classes. And as I just said, we can, after we've added a new placeholder to the related page, index.js in our case, we need to open the templates in the ABP Suite UI, and then also add the related placeholder to the template. So we need to customize the template itself. And after we find the related template, we just need to click the edit button. And then we need to find the place to add our placeholder. And then when we edit the placeholder, we can click the OK button. And then, as you can see, the related template will be bashed as customized. And whenever we regenerate the entity, if the customizable code is enabled, none of the code that's written by us will not be overwritten. So let's see it in action. After I've generated it and go back to my code again, as you can see, all of my method definitions are right in the iCustomers app service interface. And when I go back to customers app service.extended.cs class, you can see the related services right here. All of my method implementations are right here. And it's also same for the index.js file. And as you would remember, we've added the related placeholder in the init.grease file. And you can see the placeholder right here with the code that we've written just before. You can see all of our codes in here. And then we can run our application and see it in action. And as you can see, in the beginning, we wouldn't have export the Excel button for the chat categories, but now we have for addresses and contacts. And we can click to export the Excel button for both of these child entities. And then two Excel file will be downloaded. And then we can open it in an Excel editor. And we can see our addresses, for example, company and home addresses for the related customer. And also we can see the John Doe as the contact for the related customer as well. And today, I just wanted to show you the master detail relationship and preserving custom code support that ABP Suite provides with the new versions. And that was all from me. Thanks for listening. And I think we can continue with the QA session.
Okay, thank you. So I think almost understand. We have understood what you explained in the recent version, but there may be some screens with high resolution. It's not clearly seen, and people couldn't see it. But we will share this video, and in the original video you can see, because this is streaming over streaming, and sometimes text cannot be easily seen when there are video is streaming over YouTube. So when we share directly the video, you can zoom in or you can see it, because Engincan, I think you clearly see in video the text. And I have created a support question for your feature requests. If you have anything on your mind that can be nice feature in ABP Suite, you can write your ideas here. And I think commercial customers can write here. So as we are listening to ABP Suite session, I think many of you are commercial customer, I think. Let's see the questions. Necmettin Ürkmez, first question. In ABP Suite, a CRUD page generator is used for the host project. Yes, you add the host project, but how to create CRUD page for ABP modules? You want to answer, Engincan, this?
Yeah, sure. You
yes.
can create a custom module in ABP Suite, and also after you created it, you can click at existing solution button on the home page and add the folder paths in here, and then the ABP Suite only will create the code for the certain module itself. And we also support generating code for the module pro templates. So in both cases, you will able to generate code for modules.
Okay, let's hear Ruslan's question. I load the DB table import. Yes, we have load entity from another database table. But when importing DB views, extensive code changes are needed for read-only pages. Any plans to support importing read-only DB views in ABP Suite? This can be a feature request. You can write it, the link on screen. We can allow views also, and in ABP Suite, you don't need to write. You can choose it's only a read-only view. This is a feature request, actually. Sometimes, Ruslan, again, sometimes I need to create a relation between my entities and users. What's the suggested way to relate users to entity? So I think this is already implemented in ABP Suite latest version, Engincan. It was,
yes, it will be
yes, it was
version.
a little bit difficult in the old version, but now there is an easy way. You can list all the entities from your referenced modules, not even user, like blog post, or blog entity, or organization unit entity. You can make relationship with these entities by adding one-to-n or end-to-end relationship. And on the screen, you will see user entity from our module, and you can easily make a relationship. In the latest versions, it's already, is it implemented now? Or in
Yes,
the
it's
upcoming version?
implemented.
Okay, very good.
It will be available with version 8.1 actually.
8.1. So
Yeah.
current version in ABP Suite is 8.02, the latest stable version, and code generation and master child table, also preserving custom code. These are now available in production. Andrigetti ask about exporting in PDF and import are available in 8.0, the stable version. Currently, there is no exporting in PDF. Only Excel export exists, but it will be available in the upcoming version. And next, importing from Excel. Yes, it's also a nice feature. We will add this feature in new versions. What Engin Can show now, it's already now in stable version. You can download. These implementations are already in action. You can see. Can we get a general timeline for when features will be released? There is no timeline for these. We pick the related feature according to customers' most wanted, like features who are not very much used will be done later. You can also write your feature request as you see on the banner so that we understand the feature needs to be very much implemented in the new version. Are these new features? Yes, these new features are all available in 3 different UI options. So what we implement is in MVC, Angular, and Blazor user interfaces. Abdullah, I know AI and ChatGPT is very trending, but what can we do in ABP Suite with AI and ChatGPT? If you have an idea about what can be done, write in the feature request link. Andregit, I think Engin Can show how to customize templates in ABP Suite. There is a templates page. You can customize. Yes, Abdullah enhanced the question. Did you start planning to inject AI in this tool so we can take AI advantages like documentation and business logic implementations? I think there needs to be a little bit more time to create something with AI with ABP Suite. Now, what we have on roadmap, more fundamental features. How can you show how would you link the customer entity to the ABP user? Same, I think. ABP user now, maybe you answered this, Engin Can.
Okay, you've currently ABP user, since it came from a module, you need to open the one-to-end or end-to-end relationship model, and you need to switch to advanced section and select the ABP user entity from the file explorer, or you can wait version 8.1 so to get our latest feature which lists all of the ABP modules that you use in your application, and you can directly select the ABP user entity and establish any relationship that you want. So it will be better to wait for version 8.1.
Do we have an estimated time for 8.0.2? It's already published, and now you can use 8.0.2. Okay, sometimes when upgrading to new version, you may have problem with some of the packages not restoring. There is an understandable reason for this. ABP platform has many nugget packages, npm packages, and these packages cannot be published at the same time. So first, ABP open source site is being deployed to nugget and npm servers, and you see that there is already 8.0.2 version in Nugget, and you try to update, but there is ongoing deployment in commercial sites and packages. That's why your package restore tool cannot find some of the packages because still in progress. So I suggest you upgrade your project after 1 day because it needs a lot of time to deploy all these packages. Let's jump to another question. Okay. Radoslav, how to create CRUD pages for microservice template? We support microservice template, but microservice template consists of different subservices. And these subservices are ABP modules. And when you create your ABP sub microservice, you need to add this specific solution to your ABP Suite tool, not add the main microservice solution file. It will not support. But it will, if you add like product service to ABP Suite, ABP Suite will create CRUD pages for subservice ABP modules. So it supports microservice template. Hinairusu, given the different fields we can implement, is there any way to create GUID fields? Yes, GUID. Do we have GUID fields right now in ABP Suite?
For the properties type, I'm not sure actually. I need to check.
I think we don't have GUID because GUID, there is no UI input for GUID. So people cannot enter something in GUID input. It's, I think, for integration side. We can add this, but you may need to uncheck create the GUID property on UI because people cannot enter GUIDs. But yes, it can be a new feature. User entity relations is available in this current version or 8.1, Engincan?
It will be available with 8.1.
Okay, so we are looking, yes, we are looking forward for 8.1. We are almost out of time, but I'm trying to find, is there any plan? Let's see this question. Is there any plan for supporting CSS rollouts with Suite? It seems like something you could automate via page. I don't understand what's CSS rollout. We create CSS for an entity, but CSS rollout, is it possible? Let's see Mohammed's question. Is ABP Suite suitable for enterprise projects or medium or... I don't think that there is a restriction for small, medium, large project. You can create a CRUD page for any kind of scaled project, and then you can customize it because creating CRUD page is time consuming. You need to create backend code, repository, entity framework migrations, application services. On the UI side, you need to create HTML, CSS, JavaScripts, and it's time consuming. And what I see from developers, they copy from a similar page and customize it. It's also time consuming. So even it's large project or small project, you can use ABP Suite. It will save much time. we can consider ABP Suite tool as low-code platform, but not as a low-code platform ABP. OutSystem is different. OutSystems completely low-code platform and not a developer-friendly option. What ABP framework gives you, you can hands-on write code, first of all. You can customize anywhere you want. And ABP Suite just helps you. It's a complementary tool. Without a suite, you can still write code. So this is a little bit different. We are trying to give a hybrid solution for developers. There is ABP Suite, and we also implemented ABP Studio for microservice projects and your ABP project management, and ABP Suite. These tools are complementary to fasten your daily development, but not like OutSystems. It's not ABP platform is not low-code platform right now. Okay, last question, and we are finishing. Jarno, can I create a detail, Engin Can, it's for you. Can I create a detail model for an entity automatically from Suite, as happens for the creation and update one?
Actually, if you mean when you try to create or edit a child entity, you're already seeing the detail model just built for it. So which means we are generating everything except the UI itself for the child entity. And when you click the edit action button for the child entity, then the detail model is open actually. And if you want, you can also customize it. And if I correctly understand your question, that's it.
Okay, that's all from us. Thank you for listening, and I want you to know that we are still investing on ABP Suite because developers like creating CRUD pages with a tool because it saves a lot of time of developers' life. And new features will come. I will read all the feature requests that you write on this link, as you see on the Marku site. Thanks for joining us today, and see you next time. Have a nice day. Happy coding.